Hi everybody, Viking Gamer here, and welcome back to the channel, or hi if you've not joined us before. We are in CK3, and this is the Danelaw. The Danelaw in the year 921 AD, so looking pretty good for the Danelaw at the moment. We've firmly established ourselves now on the British Islands, and expansion is happening at a relatively slow rate. We conquered subdued or conquered the rest of the remaining part of Wales that we didn't hold in the last episode, and we are off on a feast, a journey down south, and then I think we're heading back up this way to pick up some of the bonuses for visiting various locations. We could start a legend or inherit a legend. I'm not going to do that just yet. We could also get married. We had an alliance at one stage, or a marriage with the King of Denmark, but he went and died on us. We did have a son with him though, and that is our player heir. Previous sons were from a previous marriage and not of our dynasty. So we've got Jarl Athelstan, Áslaug's son, of the Mon. So he's here at the moment. He has a piece of land in the Danish kingdom, but he will inherit the Danelaw upon Áslaug's death. He is also the first in line to inherit Denmark. The King of Denmark is this wee lad, King Barid Tostisson. He has a sister, but we are the primary heir. So obviously if something befell King Barid, Jarl Athelstan would inherit Denmark, and then those realms could be united. Now, Áslaug is calm, brave, patient. She's a flamboyant trickster, eager reveler, yada yada yada. Not somebody who I think would murder a baby or a child, or even when he gets to adulthood. So whilst it's tempting, I say that sounds awful, whilst it's tempting to murder a child, it's probably not what she would do, so we will avoid that. Maybe there's a little bit of me hopes that he gets into a bit of bother before he marries and has an heir of his own. So we'll unpause. So a fresh start. My cousin-in-law, Earl Baragi, is hosting a banquet in Northamptonshire, and time has come for us to depart. The feast is in honour of me and all my magnificent accomplishments and feats. Why not? I do look forward to trying the spiced wine of the Northamptonshire region, as well as enjoying the local cuisine. I did not know Northamptonshire was known for spiced wine. 55 days to get from, what is Bamburgh, presumably to Northampton. Off we sat. Oh, I sent, I think I did this before I recorded, rather sloppily, but we have an alliance with our son, so marvellous news. We'll put the speed up a little. Hopefully there will be no issues between here and there, but there is. Got a cup of tea, so cheers. Wolf struggle. Our journey is violently interrupted by the sound of tearing flesh and gnashing jaws, and the desperate cries of a man about to meet his end. The noise is so horrific it must have come from the depths of hell. Attempting to track the source, we find a desperate champion struggling with a wild wolf. His blade is wedged between the beast's jaws, but his grip is beginning to falter. So we could help him shame under. A prowess, a shame under's prowess, I imagine. It's a bit 50-50. This man deserves my help. 60-40. Or I won't risk my life for him. What did we say? We said calm, brave. Okay, so of course we are going. That is why, yeah, we would get stressed for those, because we would do it ourselves. This man deserves my help. We were mauled by the wolf and we gained the trait wounded. And the poor lad died. We lost the trait wounded rather quickly. And feast, making time. The servants run across the hall bringing the final decorations. Some of the guests are yet to arrive, and I indulge myself with a delicious drink by the fire. That'll be the spice wine. Oh, I seem to have spotted some fresh quail already. We have a wonderful time ahead of us. The honorary guest. Every guest is gathered in the great hall. Our gracious host, Earl Bragi, has welcomed us all to the feast. I look forward to this. Freydis chokes on a duck bone and gained 40 stress. The feast is dwindling down and I find myself in deep conversation with my imposing vassal, Lord Valdemar. He inquires about my opinion on sword practice, a subject he is deeply interested in himself. Well, we are a shield maiden, so it certainly feels that it's a subject that fascinates me as well. And we made a friend. Lord Refill lambasts the quality of the fresh quail. Earl Bragi announces a slight delay to the serving of the food, and Snorri looks ready to burst with frustration. In between grumbles from his stomach, I only hear grumbles of displeasure. He is making a fool of himself. We would get the courteous guest. Honorary guest, you praise for being magnanimous. What is this? Is there any meat on this bone? Do men usually eat vegetables this small? Are these a kind of meals I can expect in hell? Oh, and where are the sweets? This must be the way peasants eat. Delightful. It doesn't sound delightful. It sounded like she was moaning about every aspect of it, but we gain life reaffirmed. We have a martial perk, so we'll look at that after the feast, which is about to end. Is there anything more jovial than a good feast? Guests throng to and fro, eating and chatting while flickering torchlight plays off every wall, light bouncing like laughter around the hall. Some people think a banquet is a hectic place, but to me they are a bastion of calm and social accord. Everyone sits easier with a full belly and a sloshing cup after all. Sometimes it's nice to simply sit back and enjoy the little things in life. This is where I want to be. We would lose some stress. We do have a bit of stress as well. Excuse me. Good folk to mingle with here. Guest opinion and still lose some stress. A chance to be seen with the great and the good, and we'd gain some prestige. I think we probably are the great and the good, and they want to be seen with us. So we'll go down the middle of that one, I think. It's a lovely moment. Oh, sorry, a toast to me. It's a lovely moment, one that I've rather been looking forward to all evening, and it comes and goes all too swiftly. Well, it would, wouldn't it? But we did get some nice bonuses and lose some more stress. Time to go. Daylight pours through the windows, and in just one moment the whole hall becomes illuminated. Most of the seats are now empty. Some servants hand me my weapons and take their leave with a cheery bow. What a pleasure it was to have you with us, Earl Bragi smiles at me. Now it is time to wash off the traces of merriment and wine, and once more resume my duties as a lady of the realm. But now I shall depart. Again, extra bonuses. and we shall finish the feast. So let's have a look at this martial experience. We were heading down the gallant route, and I think we shall continue to do so. Do we want unpause to take a new husband? We visited Offa's Dyke and gained 25 martial experience. Travelling through the sometimes harsh environments has invigorating effects, at least on my state of mind and vigour. As I glance over at Pemo, however, he does not appear to be doing quite as good. His movement is laboured, his breathing heavy, and his spontaneous bursts of coughing ripple through his body. Clearly he is not well. We delay our journey by 21 days and let him rest and recover. We visited more of Offa's Dyke, I guess. It is quite a long structure, after all. A duel demanded. An imposing man is standing in the road ahead of us. I am Ethelwulf of Chesterfield. I have bested dozens of women in combat. Oh, jeez. Alright, Ethelwulf. And honestly, all those fights were dull. Well, you're not really making yourself look good here. So here I am, on this road, looking for someone better than me, someone I can learn from. If you can best me in combat, I will become a valuable and loyal servant. And so on this day, I demand to meet one of you in a fair fight. Do we want to fight against a man who's boasting about besting dozens of women in combat? Sounds like a terrible man. So we could trample Ethelwulf. We'd gain stress because we're brave. To be honest, I'm really leaning towards that one. We do have a prowess challenge, which we are guaranteed to kind of win, I guess. And we could tell Shaman how to do it. Well, maybe he needs to be put on his backside by a strong woman. So you might be less valuable after I win. He's joined our court, which is the only kind of thing that I don't enjoy about that. The trodden path. The procession has ground to halt, a stone's throw away from Westmoreland. I look over to see my champion, Ethelwulf, this is the guy, dismounted, intently staring at something on the ground. The other entourage members have gathered around him. Ethelwulf looks up as I approach. My lady, there is an ant path here. I may be a tad superstitious, but you should never cross an ant path. Really? I've never heard that one. It's not that far. Ants don't travel like massive distances. You can just go round it anyway. He pauses. My great-grandfather did, and he never returned home. I mean, this is nonsense. I will take over as guide, and yes, as I thought, a competent guide, and visited the Hadrian's Wall. At long last, I am finally home. There is nothing better than arriving back in Bernicia. Why have I never said this in this playthrough? Bernicia. After a long journey, I look forward to resting for some time, but the call of the road beckons ever onwards. My entourage reports we have travelled for 220 days and traversed 25 baronies. Thank Odin I can go inside once again. Excellent. And just in time we can hold court. So we shall do so. And hope it doesn't cost us lots of gold, I think, as it did previously. Gesture for the first in line. The doors are cast open by Earl Bragi, with Mayor Io following close behind. Bragi points rearward. This scullion, Octrader, visiting Northamptonshire on the slightest pretence to catch a glimpse of her, set him straight. It is true, Io admits plaintively. She has been haunting my dreams for weeks. Please, my liege, I don't know what I'll do without her. Okay, so I'm guessing... well, it's just the woman of. Well, if Bragi wanted her so badly, he should have married her. So Io shall have her. That is my final word. Mayor Niall and Earl Morfarch march to my throne, their discontent clear. Niall flares up. My lady, I seek the implacable peasant Bleia as my concubine. Her dancing is taught across all of the Danelaw. Morfarch cuts him off. I have long been negotiating with her family. The miserable sycophant is a sad and jealous coveter. God, it's all about the women, eh? Yeah, this one, I don't have time for this. I don't think Áslaug really wants to say which man wants to claim her, although she just did on the other one. Niall wins Blaia's heart. Okay, fair enough. She seems happy. As soon as it is his turn to speak, the agitated man in front of me screams, "The end is nigh!" The signs are clear and everywhere. The people of the lordship of somewhere in Wales know it all too well. Disorders, bandits, thieves, violence, and the disappearance of justice among men. Ragnarok is upon us. There is only one way for us to be saved. Burn all the infidels. Repent now, for the day is nigh. So we could say salvation must be achieved through every means. We would order the lordship of Perth. Now I've heard that double D is a th sound, so it's a lad. Be cleansed of all sinners. The development level would change by -5. We'd gain piety. That sounds like it's a bit of a mass murdery genocide. Wise Hlothier, stay and teach me the way. The Rick Scotty is fired and we get a new Rick Scotty. Nonsense, burn this raving heretic, or take this fool out of my sight. Do we think he's wise? He doesn't sound very wise. He sounds a bit crazy, doesn't he? Let's burn this raving heretic. That's slightly an arbitrary decision, that, wasn't it? My business here is done, indeed. Okay, court grandeur increased. Right. What is happening with our levies? Oh, always when I try and look at this. Oh. How many? Yeah, I keep going on about this and we never get a chance, but then I always declare war, so it never has a chance to rise up to its full extent anyway. So this one came first, I think. A strange noise. I arrived back at my castle after a long, lonely walk. Another year passed, another year older. I was born this day 36 years ago. The older I get, the more I cherish the relationships I've cultivated over the years. So it saddens me that I've not heard from my Jarl Oathfigure, Lord Valdemar, or any of my friends today. I trudge along to my chambers, loneliness impeding my lazy feet, when I hear a clang and hushed whispers from down the hallway. What could that be at this hour? And we will find out, I guess, after we look at A Secret Exposed. My Chancellor Reeve Shelraid has accused my rival and vassal, he's a rival, he is, Earl Vemunder, of having committed sodomy with his lover, Edwulf. This cannot be what the Allfather intended. It is not. This crime cannot go unpunished. He's the Earl of Warwickshire. So presumably we sent him to prison. Happy birthday! What a surprise! All my nearest and dearest friends have come together to wish me well as I begin this next year of life. There is even an entire label laden with saffron cakes, my favourite. Here I was thinking everyone had forgotten about me. I cannot believe that Ophigger went to all the trouble of arranging this in secret. I had not a clue such a thoughtful surprise was being planned at all. My friend Valdemar approaches me, struggling to carry 3 beautifully wrapped packages. Ever the trickster, he says. I've 3 gifts here for the choosing. One shall be yours, but which shall it be? Now I've always wondered why does a queen have to pick one out of the 3? Surely she wants all 3. I'll take the biggest one. We became the owner of the Danelaw sword. Okay, let's press pause. That sounds excellent. We currently have got the fine sword equipped, which gives +2 to prowess and some increased vassal levies. But this improves our prowess even more and our knight effectiveness by 5%. So we will equip the Danelaw sword. Very nice indeed. So, did we imprison Warwickshire? We did. He's our rival, so I think we'll do a bit of revoking of titles. I see no choice. Yeah, he has to accept because he's in prison. So we have taken that away, and we shall find somebody who likes us a little better. Well, Erica, it is still looks perfect for the job. We could ransom him. Do we take the gold and let him wander around and potentially cause a problem? Do we keep him there, or do we maybe even execute him? We can create the Duchy of Gwynedd, which is that one over there. So yes, we're going to do so. And one of these will have the title. Let's just picking which one we think might be best suited to it. Lord Valdemar is a friend and has got a good martial skill. He's a good diplomat, also a good marshal, but I think we would give it to our friend Lord Valdemar. The Earldom of Gwynedd is yours. Is he already? Okay, well, I don't think we need to change the council at all. How is Denmark? Is he feeling well? Damn it, the child's doing fine. That's terrible to say. What is going on with England? They're there for the taking, aren't they? I haven't got exalted amongst men. I prefer to do it all in one fell swoop, if I'm honest. So we are coming up to the 25-minute mark. It's been a quiet little episode, I guess. No wars, but that's a good thing. We like peace. We had a nice feast, and we created a new Jarldom, We've got a couple more that I guess that we could create. Certainly Powys anyway. Mercia we already hold, and that's ours. Okay. Yeah, so I think what we shall probably aim to do after this moment of peace and a reset is to think about getting the prestige. It's a long way off actually, 3,500, but trying to get the prestige to get exalted among men, so we could potentially take England in one fell swoop, perhaps. We shall see how that goes. I look forward to seeing you next time. Please like and subscribe. Drop me a comment if you think England is the way to go. Let me know if you think a little bit of I can't even say it. If an accident should befall the King of Denmark, let me know in the comments below. But until next time, look after yourselves and cheers.